Hey guys, Mindy Lane here, and today we are at our home gym, CrossFitIntense. This is Johnny Lane, my husband. More people know him than know me. And this is where the on-site competition for the West Virginia Championship will be held September the 8th. That is a Saturday. I know there's a WVU game that night, but that's not till 6 o'clock. So we'll be in and out way before the game starts. If anybody wants to get here, do the competition, and head up to Morgantown for the game, that would be perfectly fine. We are about 20, 25 minutes away from the stadium at this point in Fairmont, West Virginia. So anyway, I wanted to drag my husband into this video, show you around our affiliate a little bit, and talk to him about when we began CrossFitIntense and how we've seen the affiliate face change over the years since we first opened in 2009. So I want Johnny to talk a little bit about what inspired him to begin CrossFit. He was a member of the first CrossFit affiliate in West Virginia down in Canal City. So I'm going to let him take over and just chat a little bit about how he first found CrossFit and why he wanted to open an affiliate.
So I started in 2008 with Jeremy Mullins at CrossFit West Virginia when it was in Canal City. And Dr. Stickler, I believe, was involved in that as well. But a job opportunity presented itself to move up into this area, and at the time there was only CrossFit West Virginia. They were the first affiliate, and then we eventually Fire Breathers, and then Thunder came along, and I think we were right after that. Maybe Mountaineer was. Anyways, we were part of the first 4 or 5 affiliates in the state, and I think now we're 30 or somewhere thereabouts.
32-ish. Yeah.
So it is kind of amazing to see how much it's exploded. When we first opened up, had a big 4x8 sign out from the building, a little 800 square foot space that said CrossFitIntense, and we had several people that would stop by occasionally and ask about if I misspelled crossbow. They thought it was some sort of shooting range or something like that. So it was an interesting beginning, long before ESPN came along or Reebok or any of that kind of stuff.
And we started in 800 square feet in a garage bay, and I remember Johnny would go to coach the early class in the morning and have a broom right inside the door so he could knock out the spider webs as he traveled to find the light switch.
Well, it was a little garage, and the light switch was by the it wasn't no light switch, so you had to hit the main breaker box and turn on the power in the room. So in the meantime, overnight, all the spiders would create a lot of webs, and it was a couple times of doing that without a broom. You learn your lesson, and you put a broom by the door, and you just kind of in the dark, you're just swinging around, making sure there's no spider webs you're walking through.
And that location is about a quarter of a mile down the road from where we are now. We went from an 800 square foot garage bay. We had what we call gym number 2. That was in like a storefront with ceilings, tiles that we would have to remove in order to do wall ball up to a 10-foot mark up through the ceiling panels. Then we moved to location number 3, which was behind Copper House Bar here in Fairmont. And then, of course, this is our 4th location, finally in, like I said, a quarter of a mile from where we began. And this is 8,000 square feet. We started at 800. This is 8,000 square feet. So one of the things we're most proud about this facility was, number one, we got to design it. We had a member whose husband had found a piece of property, and he wanted to build to suit, and that's what he did for us. And we have about 4,000 square feet dedicated to professionals. We have a massage therapist, a physical therapist, and the only sports certified chiropractor in the state. They are in our front hall. Johnny's attire business, through our powerlifting business, Intense Attire, they also rent space from us on the front half of the building, where the bulk of the utilities are with air conditioning. So we're sitting in air conditioning. And then we have 4,000 square feet that's dedicated to our gym space. We have, of course, a lot of open floor space, as all of our CrossFit affiliates do in the state. And then we also have a dedicated powerlifting area. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. For us as affiliate owners, we've been into this business for coming up on 9 years now, and we found certain things work for us in our area. all of us have different areas and different clientele that we pull from. Marion County is an older demographic. I think the median age here is like 53 or something like that. I can't remember. So we're dealing with a little bit of an older population in our communities, and we found things that help us to build our gym population. And basically what that is specialty programs. People love specialty programs in this area. We run Zero to Sexy classes. We've done that successfully 2 times a year. It's a 6-week class for beginning ladies. And we have some ladies that won't join our general gym population as far as CrossFit. They just do a Zero to Sexy class every time, and that's nice. We do have a new class that's been developed called Cancer Kicker. So if anybody's been diagnosed with cancer, it's basically a strength building class for those that have gone through cancer. And then we have our powerlifting. So what led you to powerlifting?
I first competed in powerlifting in 1993 in the state championship in Institute, West Virginia, with the United States Powerlifting Federation. And so I've been involved with powerlifting for years, off and on, and I had competed a few other times in NASA, Natural Athlete Strength Association, and a couple other federations, but left it for a little while. And then of course found CrossFit, and CrossFit kind of leads you back to powerlifting because we do some of the powerlifting movements. So that kind of rekindled the fire to get back into powerlifting. And I mentioned Jeremy Mullins a little bit ago. He and I actually talked 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know if he even remembers the conversation, but said that as time goes on, the CrossFits will kind of evolve into more of a specialty. So they won't just be CrossFit, they'll be kind of a CrossFit endurance focus, or CrossFit Olympic lifting focus, or CrossFit competition focus. And we're more of a CrossFit powerlifting focus. Actually my main business now, I don't do a lot with the gym anymore.
That's why I'm here.
It's Mindy handles that part of it a lot. I run, and you're obviously involved too, but I focus majority of my time running powerlifting meets and covering 7 states, 30-some meets a year. We're the largest powerlifting director and operation in the country, handling thousands of lifters, and that is the main focus of my time. Of course, our gym here is also very focused on powerlifting as well. I have a powerlifting team out of here. We have competition equipment, and we are a USPA certified training facility. So quite a few of us are USPA certified coaches, myself, you, and a few others. So, powerlifting kind of seems to have taken, and for a long time has been a big focus of this gym, and it seems to fit well with our community, which is mostly older. We do have, I'd say our average age is probably in the 30s and 40s. For the most part, and not a CrossFit competitive type of atmosphere, but they do like to lift. We have a whole lot more power lifters trained out of here, people who do CrossFit and powerlift and compete in powerlifting that don't compete in CrossFit. And I guess that's probably just our influence here and our focus and our direction. But powerlifting has been a big piece of the business because it is, my business. Now, our business now is what I do.
Absolutely. We run about 30 meets a year, like Johnny said, over 7 states. And what we found, it's an amazing thing to have a network of CrossFit affiliates. So when we're going into new areas, we reach out to CrossFit boxes. We have a great relationship with CrossFit Frederick in Frederick, Maryland, CrossFit RDU in Raleigh, North Carolina. Steve Johnson, he's been a games competitor numerous times. With CrossFit Malay down in Johnson City.
Strode
Station, in Winchester with Josh.
We've been to CrossFit Lynchburg. We've been to a lot of different CrossFits and hosted meets. CrossFits are perfect for powerlifting meets because they have a wide open floor plan to where there's not a lot of equipment to move. It's a pretty easy setup, and it gives you some seating area and stuff.
Exactly. So even if we're not in town, and most weekends we're not in town here, we are at a CrossFit gym. Or some other kind of gym, but a lot of CrossFit gyms that we are able to visit. And it's nice for us to be able to see how other affiliates run outside of the state of West Virginia. And of course, we definitely have a heart for affiliates within our state. That's why we wanted to run the West Virginia Championship and try to rebuild that brand, because we had stepped away from it for a couple of years. But we really appreciate you all stepping on board. This is Tuesday when we're recording this. Hopefully I'll get this video out today, but Wednesday, that's the last opportunity to record any scores. So if you have any athletes that have done the workout that want to submit a score, they need to be able to register prior to the submission score deadline, which is 6 p.m. Wednesday evening. So make sure they get registered before that in case the site goes down or something like that. If you have any problems, you can always email me, Mindy at CrossFitIntense. I hope you enjoy the pictures of our facility. If you have any questions, email me, Mindy at CrossFitIntense, and get signed up at wvchampionship.com. Thanks.
All right. That was good.
Thanks.